Did you see on Liam, the first guy, how like non-expressionful his face was? Like he had a very flat expression. And little Jack actually didn't have a whole lot of expressions. The middle guy actually, the guy I don't know, he seemed to be a lot more expressive in his face. But that Liam's lack of expression is really, that's common with them. And Liam himself does not have an awful lot of facial expression. He goes into a smile and kind of otherwise his face looks pretty much like that. He looks a whole lot better than that now. His skin is all clear, he's had a nice haircut, and he's taller, and he looks better. With Jack, special interest? his YouTube thing. Isn't it interesting, like you could really see in him how the perspective taking. He wasn't really getting what that question was asking about how other people can help you. Oh, load up my movies on your YouTube favorites. He wasn't really understanding that whole perspective piece. So the perspective taking with him really stood out. And when you get to know Liam, you realize how big the perspective taking issue with him is as well. Yep.
So are Asperger's and autism the same thing? Like I've never learned.
Asperger's was initially kind of a separate diagnosis, and it wasn't initially connected to autism until people started seeing the connection, and then it became a diagnosis under the same umbrella as autism, like one of the diagnostic categories for autism. In the last DSM, the Diagnostic Statistic Manual, they took Asperger's right out. Asperger's doesn't actually technically exist anymore, but it was a diagnosis that a lot of people felt really comfortable with because it's like autism light. And one parent actually said that to me, autism light, like it's a comforting one. If you're going to have autism, you better have Asperger's. So I think there's going to be a lot of resistance to the new DSM with not having it there. You're now level 1 autistic. That doesn't sound as good as Asperger's, because Asperger's sounds kind of special. It's not really autism. So they, as of last summer, they are no longer supposed to be diagnosing Asperger's as a separate thing. But it is, the characteristics, they have those characteristics in terms of the sensory stuff, the lack of self-regulation, they've got executive functioning difficulties, they've got language processing difficulties. Yeah.
Would you say that then Asperger's or level 1 autism, that children with it are more likely when they become adults to be able to function in life on their own without assistance?
In Asperger's?
Or level 1?
Or the level 1, okay, yeah, formerly known as Asperger's. Well, the more autistic you are, the harder it is going to be to function in society, and independently in society in particular. The more autistic you are, the more support you're going to need, right? That only makes sense. Where the higher functioning people really fall down is the mistakes they make socially. And we have to guide them into making a choice